Hi, everyone. Hopefully all of you can hear me. Yeah, we can get started in just 2 minutes.
Hi everyone, this is Koti Lingesh. A very warm good evening to everyone present in the session. Uh, I'm Koti Lingesh, a JSPF finalist 2021-2022 application cycle and a BTech pass out from the batch of 2025 at NIT Trichy. I welcome you all to the 8th felicitation ceremony of JSPF. We at JSPF are pleased to honor the finalists of this application cycle. So, uh, so by the time we wait for our attendees to join, let's start with a quick ice breaking session. So this session is meant for the promising freshmen from the various colleges who are attending this session. So do join this session, or you can join this by scanning this QR code, or you can also go to the website menti.com and use the code 23737658. I repeat, this session is for the promising freshmen. You can join this session by scanning the QR code, or you can enter this code at menti.com. So for those who have just recently joined, uh, so you can join this ice breaking session. To join the session, you can scan this QR code, or you can directly go to the Menti website, which is menti.com, and enter this code. JSPF was established in 2017 in honor and memory of Jitesh Raj Priyasamy, a distinguished student of NIT Trichy whose legacy of excellence continues to inspire us. Next slide, please. So this is the agenda for today's session. Followed by this, we'll be moving forward the founder's address, and we have curated a video wherein our finalists of this session of this application cycle will be sharing their experiences, and followed by that, uh, uh, our scholar will be giving a speech, and we'll be having the valediction of eighth cycle, and we'll be kickstarting the first step event. Can you move to the next slide, please? Now we'll be having the founder's note delivered by the founder of JSPF, Sivaranjani Subramanian ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Kotilingesh. And a very good evening, everyone. Hope all of you can hear me. Maybe a quick thumbs up would be good. Okay, yep, I can see some thumbs ups. Excellent. Perfect. So a very good evening, everyone. My name is Shivaranjani. I am the founder and executive director of the Jitesh Raj Scholarship. It is an incredible feeling to be here today, looking at this forum full of promise, hope, and potential. To our finalists from last year, our new applicants who have just joined us, your families and friends who are here to cheer you on, our mentors, panelists, and organizers. Welcome to the valediction ceremony of the Jitesh Raj Scholarship for Promising Freshmen, also known as JSPF in short. Every year when we gather like this, I am reminded of why we started this program 8 years ago in memory of our dear friend Jitesh. Jitesh deeply believed in people. He believed in their potential, their dreams, and their power to create change. But more than that, I think he believed in serving others wherever he went, in lifting people up and helping them see the best in themselves. This scholarship was born to keep that spirit alive. And year after year, we've built on it, we've refined it, and we've strengthened it into what it has become today. The Jitesh Raj Scholarship is not a traditional scholarship. I think everybody in this room is aware of it to a certain extent because we don't define what we mean by a promising freshman, not by income levels or by traditional academic markers. We define it by curiosity, by courage, by empathy, by a student's potential to grow into the best version of themselves. It is a pioneering program for first year students and the only program of its kind in India. It is centered on mentorship and growth, and every applicant, every finalist, every scholar who goes through this journey that is designed to stretch them, to challenge them, and to inspire them. There's simply no other initiative that brings together such a carefully designed blend of mentorship, of personal growth, and long-term community impact. A program that invests in who students can become, not just who they appear on paper. We've really built an innovative evaluation framework that kind of unfolds over a period of time because the application process itself is about 6 months, as well as after that, we've got 2 interviews focused both on the output from those months as well as the values that the students embody, as well as it culminates into a real life problem solving challenge called the Changemakers Challenge. Now, this entire process doesn't just test intelligence, it tests collaboration, it tests empathy, and it tests critical thinking, qualities that we think makes lasting change possible. Throughout the process, students meet role models, our mentors, panelists, alumni, and organizers, people who are leaders in their fields, who bring their experiences, their stories, their failures to the table, and who walk away enriched themselves. Now, this is a massive program with a lot of ambition and a lot of students that it serves. It really takes a village to run a program like this. So, why do we do this? Why do we put so much effort into the scholarship, into each student who walks through our scholarship process? Because we live in a world that demands it. We are living through times of constant change, climate crisis, wars, growing inequality, and a rapidly shifting employment landscape. The challenges are immense, but so are the opportunities. And at JSPF, we believe in two things. First, that a self actualized student, one who knows their strengths, understands what they enjoy, recognizes what they're good at, and has the flexibility to learn what they need to, we truly believe that such a student can thrive in any situation. And second, students unlock their true potential when they channel that self awareness into collaboration, when they work on problems that they deeply care about, problems that strengthen their communities and make the society better. In today's increasingly polarized world, collaboration isn't optional anymore, it is essential. Real change does not happen in silos. It happens when people who think differently come together, debate fiercely, learn from one another, and still choose to build together. That is why we design every step of the Jitesh Raj Scholarship Program to bring together students from diverse universities, disciplines, and backgrounds across India to learn one another, to collaborate on solving the real world together. Because a better future cannot be created by isolated brilliance. It needs connected, compassionate communities. This scholarship might not look like it's solving the world's problems directly, but change doesn't happen overnight, and neither do change makers. What we are building here is a launchpad, a platform that sets our students on a trajectory where they are best equipped to become innovators, decision makers, and policy shapers, to stand on the shoulders of those who came before them, and in turn build taller ladders and bigger tables for those who come after them. The impact of the story of this journey and the community speaks for itself. Shweta, our very first scholar, is now a PhD student in the Netherlands working through breakthrough technology for women's health, an area of healthcare that has long been overlooked. Nandakishore, who's a finalist from our third cycle, has become a champion of inclusive practices for people with disabilities in traditional educational institutions. Anushri, who is a finalist from our fourth cycle, has risen through the ranks and is now leading multiple initiatives within JSPF itself, touching the lives of thousands of students. And these stories are not outliers. Through our 8 cohorts, JSPF members are working on hard problems that matter to the society: climate justice, accessible education, gender equity, AI ethics, sustainable healthcare, and many more at some of the world's most prestigious professional and academic institutions. Countless applicants walk away with new perspectives from every stage of our process. Mentors arrive thinking they are here to give, but leave having learned more about themselves. Panelists bring insights and inspiration, showing students just how high they can aim. Organizers work tirelessly to make JSPF not just a scholarship, but an incubator for social change. JSPF was designed after top global graduate scholarships from across the world, and just like them, it prepares our applicants for challenges far bigger than themselves. We hope they believe in community, in possibility, and in humanity. We exist to nurture thoughtful, committed global citizens who will come together to spar ideas with rigor and compassion. We exist to help you test boundaries, challenge conventions, and hold uncompromising ideals, not just for yourselves, but for the world you will shape. To our outgoing finalists, thank you for trusting us and for becoming part of this movement. To our new applicants who are here for First Step, your journey begins today. and we cannot wait to see the paths you will carve. And to everyone here, mentors, parents, friends, well-wishers, thank you for being a part of this vision. Together, we are not just creating scholars, we are nurturing change makers, thoughtful, fearless, and compassionate individuals who will shape the future. The world needs you now more than ever, and I cannot wait to see the impact that you will create. Thank you.
That was an inspirational speech, map. Next up, we have a video wherein finalists of this application cycle share their experience.
Day one of orientation was when I first heard about JSPF, Jitesh Scholarship for Promising Freshmen. And then when I went back to my hostel room, and then when I further read about the scholarship, I realized that this could be an opportunity for me to learn something new about myself.
And you know this, the moment I heard about it, I got inspired, something I have to get. And than being a scholar, I really like the process, like at end of, I will share that at the end of this scholarship process, I'll be learning something and I can learn so many skills that can help in my works also, like in my passion also. So that's
at first, everything was overwhelming. We were told that we had to do a statement of purpose essay, a community essay, as well as a project abstract, which, when you're hearing it for the first time, seems like a lot of things to do, especially when you're a first year in college and you don't really know what you want to do. And that is exactly what the JSPF process helps you figure out.
After a long time, I have got this to do, and I could just refine myself and find my old self in the whole JSPF process. So one more thing I have got through JSPF is a very, very, very good network. So it's a very large network. They just made us so comfortable and guided us in the best possible way they could.
It all started with me taking the one small initiative, and that is what you can also do. And believe it or not, it will shape your entire life.
Next up, we have Hrishit Mitra, a JSPF Scholar 2022-2023 cycle, to deliver his address. I invite him to deliver his address.
Hi, I hope I'm audible. Thumbs up. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
you are. Yes.
Right. Thanks. Very good evening to everyone present. My name is Rishit Mitra. I'm a fourth year student of the EEE department at NIT Trichy, and I was the engineering scholar from the sixth cycle of the Jitesh Scholarship for Promising Freshmen, or JSPF. It's a privilege to be here today, around a year and a half later after becoming a JSPF scholar. And honestly, rarely in my college life have I been as surprised as the day that I was told that I had been chosen. And as a consequence, I've always felt like I fumbled my receiving speech that day. Ever since, I've secretly been chasing a little redemption in every single JSPF event where I get to speak. And I feel confident that whoever receives the award today from amongst the incredibly talented 7th cycle finalists are going to do a much better job than I did back then. The surprise I felt that day wasn't because I lacked confidence in myself. It was simply because I had just assumed mistakenly that the scholars would be informed well before the ceremony, And since nothing like that had come my way, I had just assumed that I hadn't made it. But honestly, I was at peace with that because by then the process had already taught me so much. If I were to distill the last 2 years of college and the JSPF process in particular into a single lesson, it would be that it taught me to be comfortable in my own skin while still striving to be better. When I entered college, I often wrestled with the idea of perfection. I felt like unless I was flawless, I was falling short. I even hesitated to even apply for the scholarship because I thought one had to be infallible to be worthy of such an honor. But over time, I realized something crucial. Perfection is not the goal. Growth is. The real challenge is to be ambitious without diminishing who you are today. To any first years attending this event today, I really want you to know that it's all right if you don't have everything figured out just yet. It's all right if you're still finding out things about yourself. The JSPF process was never meant to test whether you're perfect or not. It was always about helping you grow into a more self-assured version of yourself. Even the application journey was anything but straightforward. I missed the very first JSPF information session, and in my naivete, I assumed that that meant I just couldn't apply. Even then, as a last-ditch attempt, on 29 December 2022, I texted Gayatri Rajesh, whose contact I found on the JSPF poster, only to later discover that she was the previous awardee of the award that I had met during my orientation. Every single step of my college life after that, I would look up to Gayatri as an example, and that remains true to this day. Missing that information session was only the first of many different roadblocks. Time and again, I found myself staring at walls. But looking back today, I am grateful that I chose to push forward each time. One of the most important lessons I learned was the value of asking for help. Earlier, I hesitated, thinking people might judge me for not knowing enough, but those doubts only held me back. What I discovered was that everyone, whether professors, peers, or even juniors, knew something that I did not, and all I had to do was just listen and absorb. And whenever someone chose to help me, as Gayatri and every single one of my JSPF mentors did, I gained far more than I could have managed alone. The scholarship opens up immense opportunities, but with them comes the need to step out of your comfort zone. To learn anything new, you must be willing to be a beginner, to be awkward and even foolish at first, until slowly you start to grow. Accepting my own shortcomings was not a weakness. It was the foundation of my growth in the JFPS process. The process is beautifully designed to help you discover yourself and your passions. While drafting my essays, working on my projects, and engaging with the community, I not only deepened my love for my existing interests like writing, but also discovered entirely new interests. My journey into computer vision research, which is now such a big part of my life, began with this process. Above all, JSPF gave me a community. Every single person I've met through JSPF has been unique in their interests, in their backgrounds, in their skills, but all of them have had a common passion for just making a difference. To the 7th cycle finalists, I offer you my heartiest congratulations for having completed the process with such incredible commitment. I cannot wait to see the incredible things you do over the next few years of your college life. To all first years attending this event, I would highly recommend that all of you go through with the JSPF process, as the direction and structure it helped me bring to my own first year were truly invaluable. And I want all of you to have that as well. Before I conclude, I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to the entire JSPF team. They've worked day in and day out to keep updating the process with the times, introducing new features like the Changemakers Challenge to make it a more rewarding journey for the applicants in each successive iteration of the scholarship. I am confident that the upcoming 8th cycle of JSPF will be a roaring success. Thank you.
I now hand over this session to Anushri, the current lead of JSPF.
Thank you, Kotlingish. Could we move on to the next slide? So, hello everyone. Welcome to today's event. Along with our first step today, we are also having our 8th felicitation ceremony, where we will firstly be congratulating our finalists from the last cycle, as well as announcing the scholars for the last cycle. Can we move on to the next slide? Yeah. So that is me you see on screen. Before we get started with the valediction itself, let's take a quick look at what our last cycle was like. So last year was a very transformative year for us. We went from a scholarship that was for engineering and design students to a scholarship that is open for everyone. We had a lot of applicants. We had applicants from 44 different colleges, more than 600 people filling our interest form, and people from very different backgrounds. We had applicants from law, from pharmaceutical, and many other fields apart from engineering. And we had a lot of engineers as well joining us. And along with that, like what Rishit mentioned, we are a growing scholarship. So we always look on ways to improve and to introduce new things so that you have the best experience and you gain the best possible skills from here. So last year, we introduced the Changemakers Challenge for all finalists. This was a collaboration that we established with the Helix School in Salem, where our finalists went in person for 3 days. They stayed there, they talked to the students there, the teachers, they spoke to all the stakeholders. They tackled 3 very critical problem statements that the school was facing. They came up with amazing solutions. And we had 3 days that were both beneficial to our finalists as well as the school itself. We've had great reviews from them, and we're looking forward to continuing this collaboration that we have. Now, if you're looking at how the application process itself went, we had a great turnout. We had almost 75% of our media checkpoint applicants crossing over to the final application, which is high for us so far in the last 8 years. And a lot of that was thanks to some new initiatives that we introduced last year for applicant engagement, including sharing of resources, some things that I was very happy to be a part of. And we took that and we brought it to you in a bigger, better form this year with a whole dedicated team working only to cater to the applicants and your experience this year. So we hope that you get as much from this as we do in learning and growing the scholarship. And apart from the application cycle itself, we have a lot more things that are happening at a community level that you get to be a part of if you submit the final application and become a finalist. So we have a lot of mentorship sessions that happen throughout the year. We also meet frequently when our alumni go to different cities. For example, we met at the Global Alumni Meet at NIT Trichy and many other places as well. And another thing that we have, another very special thing that we do is have this career series where we introduced our younger community members to a career in public policy. And this is the sort of thing that you can expect to be a part of and learn from if you do complete our application process and join us as a finalist next year. So all the best to all of the new finalists, and congratulations to everyone who's completed the 8th cycle. Looking forward to all of the new applicants this year. I will now hand it over back to Shiva for the announcement of the scholars. But before that, we have a quick introduction of our finalists, our 15 finalists from the 8th cycle. Just give us a second while the video loads.
We love to introduce the finalists for the eighth cycle of the Jitesh Raj Scholarship, starting off with, sorry, could we restart the video for a second? Starting off with Ananya Kaushik from National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. The Veda Darshini, studying architecture at National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. Harish Senthil Kumar, studying at National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli again. Jayashree Rajasundaram from NIT Trichy. Kartiga from Knowledge Institute of Technology, Salem. Lakshmi Narasimhan from NIT Trichy. Nivya Bharati Tangam from National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. Prasanambigai Sivakumar from KS Rangasamy College, Tiruchengodu. Rasika from NIT Trichy. Saromita from Vinayaka Missions Law College. Shreya from Sarnathan College of Engineering, Trichy. Shruti from NIT Trichy. Shreyas from NIT Trichy. Trisha Matai from NIT Trichy. Taufika from NIT Trichy. Excellent. These are our 15 finalists from last year who were selected from over 600 applicants who came in last year. So a big round of applause to all the finalists who are here. It was a tremendous achievement, a lot of work, and hopefully you do feel as excellent about it at the end of the process as we are about, your journey. Perfect. Now I think comes the time where I get to have the immense privilege of announcing the scholars. All our finalists, like I said, have excelled and proven themselves to be among the top 15 from a pool of hundreds of applicants. But I think two of them stood out just a little bit further. These two, even though personality-wise, I would say they are quite the opposite. One of them is quite calm, methodical, a quiet force of change. The other loves talking and communicating with people. In spite of the differences in personality, they were both deeply introspective, willing to fail and learn, incredibly collaborative, and driven to make a difference wherever they go. So please join me in congratulating our very well-deserved scholars of the 8th cycle of the Jitesh Raj Scholarship for Promising Freshmen, Trisha Matai and Shreya JS. Congratulations, scholars. Absolutely fantastic achievement. And congratulations to all the finalists as well. This is as much your success as it is theirs. So you have all the reasons to be proud of. Trisha, Shreya, any of them, have they offered to speak? Yeah, I will hand it over to them now.
Trisha, would you like to go first?
Yes, ma'am, sure. First of all, can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. First of all, I'm incredibly honored to be a recipient of this scholarship. I thank everyone who thought me capable of it, Sivaranjani ma'am, the panelists, mentors, everybody. Um, like Rishit, even I had talked to Gayatri Rajesh, my senior and a past scholar, when I was thinking of applying for the scholarship, and I asked her how will the scholarship help me, like whether I should apply for it or not. And I remember her telling me that it will give you a direction in your first year like no other process, and it will make my first year productive. So the only thought I had when I was applying for this was that I'll have my first year productive and nothing beyond that. But honestly, the entire process has far surpassed my expectations, and it has shaped me in so many different ways. I could have never thought of those. The scholarship is not something that only helps you during your first year, it is something that stays with you even beyond that. For example, for me, college can become very overwhelming at times, and there are moments where I feel stuck. And I think in those moments, I just try to remind myself of the four qualities that define a JSPF scholar: uh, the curiosity to explore, discipline to persevere, will to make a difference, growth mindset. So I try to remember and uphold these values, and I think that has helped me navigate all those challenges that I face here. They may be academic or personal, but they still help me. Um, Apart from that, I'm also deeply grateful for the community that I get to be a part of. There are so many different people from so many different backgrounds. The guidance, the mentorship, the support you can look forward to here is truly invaluable. Even the selection process itself gave me a lot of new, fresh perspectives. Working alongside my fellow finalists was a great experience, and something that stood apart for me was the Changemakers Challenge. It was a wonderful opportunity to learn and grow, and I'm really happy that I was able to contribute and bring a positive change in the students' life at the Helix Open School. So I'll just close this. I'll keep it very short. To all juniors that are here today, I'll recommend everybody to apply for the scholarship without any hesitation. Trust me, it will be an enriching experience, and I hope that everybody enjoys it as much as I did. Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Trisha, and congrats once again. Shreya, would you like to go next?
So happy evening all. I am Shreya Jays from Saranathan College of Engineering. So I'm a second year mechanical student there. So I just can't stop smiling. I'm very happy that I got selected as a scholar. And first, I was very hesitant to apply the scholarship as all the people who have applied prior to the scholarship said. So even I was very hesitant and I was like whether I will be able to compete with like majority students are NIT students. So I had a very kind of what to say. I was thinking that I was not will be not able to compete with them or even travel with them. How do I get along them? So but what actually happened was everything was exactly the opposite. I got well with them. I spotted out as one of the key thing of JSPF, what is my strength, what is my weakness, and what I should improve. I got so much of opportunities to improve myself in many aspects in the JSPF journey. And I'm very happy that even after my cycle, I'm able to contribute to the community. So I have got a very large and very wonderful community to work with and to travel with for the rest of my life. So I'm very grateful for being a part of JSPF, and I would like to thank all the JSPF team, my mentors, organizing team, and all my peers and all the people present here for this wonderful opportunity. And yes, thank you. And to the ones for this cycle who are applying, for sure, you will get to learn a lot of things. Just like me, even I was fearing to talk in front of people a year back while coming to JSPF. So you will get to learn many things. So use this opportunity. And as mentioned, JSPF is a rewarding journey for all. So make good use of it and enjoy the journey. And once again, I thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much. Always very happy to be a part of this amazing community. And I will contribute my best for sure in the coming days.
Thank you, Shreya, and congrats once again. It over to Harshvardhan to take you through the next few slides regarding the scholarship. Over to you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So, hello, everyone. Good evening for everyone present here. I am Harshavardhan. I am a finalist from the 2021 cycle of the scholarship, and I am also a 2025 graduate from NIT Trichy. I am here to explain about the process of applying for JSPF and what this session is all about. So, let's move on. So, how to apply for JSPF? And that's the main agenda of this session. So, what is the objective of the first step? So, main objective is to understand what JSPF truly is, what you as applicants need to do to complete the procedure and for be a part of this community, to understand what help is available, and to ensure that you're not missing out on any updates or resources. Moving on, what is JSPF? JSPF stands for Jiteshwar Scholarship for Promising Freshmen. JSPF is a unique year-long mentorship and scholarship program that leads up to a competitive scholarship for first-year undergraduate students across all the colleges of India. It provides a framework for students to build their best self in and after college. Reiterating it once again, JSPF is open for first-year undergraduate students of all the colleges in India. Moving on. So, what do all the JSPF finalists and scholars get? JSPF finalists and scholars get to be part of an exclusive community where they can have access to mentorship lifelong through exclusive sessions such as the Flash Mentorship session and other sessions. We also invite guest lectures and annual networking events for all the members of the community. We also offer exciting opportunities to volunteer for all the members of the community, irrespective of whether they're finalists or scholars or new members. We also offer letters of recommendations to talented individuals based on their performance and much more. And the most interesting part, the scholar gets an our cash prize of 50,000 rupees. Moving on. So, I did mention in the previous slide about an exclusive JSPF community. You might have a question. What is the JSPF community? We're a network of finalists, mentors, panelists, and organizers involved in the scholarship committed to empowering the first year students to become the change makers in their own spaces. So, I'm sure you'll have this buzzing question in your mind. How can you become a part of the JSPF community? And I'm here to help you walk through with this session. So, the scholarship application process helps us in shortlisting finalists, and these finalists and scholars get to become part of the exclusive community with a lifetime membership. So, who are these JSPF finalists? Students are selected after an assessment of their return application. So, what are the qualities do we look for in the students? Just a few minutes prior, we had the scholars speaking about four curious tenets that helped them in shaping what this scholarship trained them for. Similarly, the JSPF application process focuses on and identifies and celebrates the students who show these four core values. The first is the growth mindset. The second is the curiosity to explore. The third is the willingness to make a difference. And the fourth is perseverance. So you might have this question now. How do we identify these qualities in the students? We have various application components. Now I'll be moving on and explaining each of these application process in detail. So coming to the requirements, there are two types of application requirements. First is the qualifying requirements, and the second is the writing requirements. Moving on to the qualifying requirements. So before I go on and in depth into the qualifying requirements, I would like to detail that there are total of four application requirements. These four application requirements are divided into the three writing requirements and one qualifying requirement. Moving on. So starting off with the qualifying requirement. What is a qualifying requirement? A qualifying requirement is something that is required compulsorily. It is not used for assessing your application, but an application is considered to be incomplete without this. Reiterating it once again, this part of the application will not be used for scoring your application, but without a qualifying requirement, you would not be allowed to proceed further. Moving on. So what is the qualifying requirement? So qualifying requirement is to participate in an online or an on-site contest during the current academic year. So what is the rules for this participation of in a contest? Rule one is winning the contest is not necessity. We look to ensure that you're going out and exploring various different experiences and events during your college, and hence we look for participation and not winning. Next, we look for the proof of participation. A digital or a physical scanned certificate would be useful for this part of the process. Volunteering to organize a fest, symposium, or a contest does not qualify for this criteria. You should be participating and not volunteering. Similarly, participation in a workshop does not count. You might have a question on how you can search for these technical and cultural contests by colleges. For example, there are a lot of fests conducted by various colleges across India. One notable is Pragyan by NIT Trichy, Sarang by IIT Madras, Kurukshetra by Sastra, Felicity by IIIT Hyderabad, and Ensemble by MMO Pune. You can also check out website like Unstop for more contests. Rereading once again, we are looking for your participation in a contest and not winning. And the proof of participation, such as a certificate, must be provided as a qualification requirement to proceed with the application process. Moving on. So now we will be diving deeper into the writing requirements, which will be taken up by Harshit, which will be essential for the scoring of the final assessment. Moving on to you, Harshit.
Hello, am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, First of all, thank you for this stage and thank you for everyone who joined this session. And congratulations to the scholars and also the finalists who have come till the stage. So let me introduce myself. Hi, everyone. This is Hashit. I am part of the 2020 application cycle. I'm one of the finalists. And I'm currently an NIT Trichy alum who is working at Grabon. So, yes. So I think Harshvardhan did a great job in explaining the uh, application process in which he had given you the mandatory requirement, but it's not scored. Now, this is the one of the major parts in the three things. Here, in the first part, let's start with project abstract. Project abstract is something that you will be working in your current academic year. It can be your own project or it can be your academic project. So what we need here is a one-page abstract of the project that at least needs 4 weeks of your dedicated time that is taken in your current academic year. So the project can be of any field of interest. So you can ask like can I do the project in my same academic study? Yes, that even will give you some brownie points as well. And we have also finalists who have done projects in their own field and not in the and other fields as well. So coming next, we'll also be giving you the template for the project abstract where you have to follow the format to submit the file. Yes, moving on. So the one that is in front of you is a project template where first you will be introducing about the problem or the project where you will be explaining about what are you aiming to solve for. It can be anything. And then now that like your core understanding or like what you want to make is sorted, then you'll go with how did you solve it, what methods have you used, and finally there goes the results or the inference that you have gained from doing this activity. And as you know, like nothing ends at the results. There will be further implications and there will be next steps that where we can grow from there on. So this is pretty much the structure of the project abstract that we require from you, and we have given the word limits as well. And last but not least, citation should be mentioned. We should not I mean, it's not necessary that it's in the page, included in the page, or in shouldn't be in the word limit, but it's necessary to prove that like you have taken required steps to understand the and acknowledge the works that have been done before to support your project. Yes. Next, moving on. So here we completed the project abstract part where you will be actually working on something different. Now we'll be moving on with statement of purpose essay. This is one of the this is one of the important essays in the application process, which actually makes you question why am I applying to this scholarship, or what do I want to achieve through this. So the problem statement for this essay is simple. You have to explain the pivotal moments during during your scholarship journey. As you know, like this is a year-long journey where you will be gone through various mentorships and various exercises, and you'll be actually able to retrospect or introspect yourself throughout this process, and you even like can achieve. I mean, if you take my process as an example, I was able to understand my inner self more than ever during that time. Like I was able to understand my strengths and weaknesses throughout the process, and that actually made me proceed. I mean, move on further in my life. Even I can say like JSPF has made a pivotal step to be for me to be who I am today. So that is the first thing. And then, like in addition to the pivotal moments that you have experienced during the scholarship, and you also should mention like how do you want to leverage this journey throughout your rest of your college life, or even after beyond it, personally, or how you want to affect the surrounding people. So this is the requirement that is actually helping you to understand who you are and how you want to grow through this process, and how you want to share your wisdom to everyone. And the maximum word limit for this is 750 words. And if you go beyond that, like the extra words will be omitted. I think yes, we can proceed further. The last and final requirement for this application is for the community essay. So as you have, I mean, based on the previous session, like from the previous speakers, you have understood that JSPF's goal, one of the goal for JSPF is to bring out change makers into this community and society. So in order to actually make sure that we are doing that, like we require the applicants to write this essay. What is this essay? This is an essay where you will be mentioning, elucidating the problems that are in your college, and where did it originated, what are its repercussions. First, you'll be understanding the problems, and then you'll be actually you'll be giving a solution where to address this issue, and make sure the solution is executionable, feasible. It shouldn't be like a theoretical solution like this can be done, or that can. You should actually back your solution with proper structure. So this actually helps us understand what's your view on the problem, and how are you intending to solve this, and what change are you planning to make in your surroundings. Change actually starts from within you and surrounding you. And make sure to follow the guideline that like this requires actually 500 word limit. And yes, it can, I mean, it can be in any kind of problem. It can be about the surroundings, like in physical things about the campus, or like it can be about streamlining your uh activities that happen day to day inside the campus, so that like you can enhance everyone's productivity. It can be anything, but it should solve something to your community. Yes. Moving on. So to summarize, there are three writing requirements. One is project abstract, one is statement of purpose, and one is further community essay. Yes. So moving on, as we mentioned before, that this is an year-long application. So this is the following timeline that will be following. So first thing, this month, like we have opened the applications for the upcoming year's time cycle, and there is media checkpoint where you will be submitting the application. It will not be assessing, where the mentors will actually uh, help you in making your submissions even better, even more feasible, where you'll actually get some feedback from your mentors. So it's not a sport, but it's a mandatory step to proceed with your further application. And then there's application deadline, where you will be actually taking off the mandatory requirement plus writing requirements, which is on Jan 18th, 2026. And after that, like we'll be announcing the finalists, which is in the month of 2026. And finally, there will be a change makers challenge and interviews in the month of March. This sums up the application for this year. So I think you would wonder, like, what is actually media checkpoint? Media checkpoint is a place where you will be submitting your drafts of the application. Any two writing requirements is sufficient for this. Like it can be like a project abstract and a statement of purpose, or it can be project abstract and uh, the community essay, or it can be for the community essay and statement of purpose. You just have to submit two drafts. And also you'll be receiving the feedback from the mentors within a fixed time period, where you'll be actually able to make further modifications or even like pivot from your initial idea. Like also, what are the draft that you have submitted will not be the final. You can change your topic as well after the mid-year checkpoint. Like it's totally fine. Only the one that is finally submitted will be continued. Yeah. Yes, moving on. So yes, how do we actually support you during the process? Like this process actually includes a mentorship from mentors, and there will be a conclave session, and there will be also discussion with previous year's finalists as well. So summing up, like there will be first step, which is happening right now, where you understand about what is JSPF and how to proceed with the application. And then there will be discussion with buddies who will actually be supporting you throughout the process with all the questions that you have, and they'll be guiding you at any point of time. And there is JSPF conclave. This is an event that happens before mid-year checkpoint, and to actually support the candidates who to submit their MYC. And obviously there will be mentorship sessions. It will happen monthly, and there is mentor office hours, like where it this is a session where where one of the mentors will be available to actually guide you throughout the process. Like they can actually help you shape your uh, application in terms like what you want to do or what you want to proceed with. That will happen weekly. And finally, before the submission of final application, there will be a session called application clinic, which will help you to understand the requirements and etc. to make you ready to submit your application. Yes, moving on. So even you can actually access our past mentorship sessions and past JSPF sessions using our YouTube handle, where the link will be shared with you later. Yes. So what are the resources that actually help you submit your application? You can always refer to JSPF website. You'll have end-to-end information, and some and you also need to be aware of like Google Drive and Docs and Calendly. Of course, like you can always refer our medium page of JSPF, and there will be monthly reading list that will be shared with all of the candidates. Of course, there's also a YouTube channel. There's also a YouTube channel where you can go through our past mentorship session. There are actually good suggestions as we can provide you later. We also have some resources for those who are limited to internet or other devices too. Yes, moving on. So as you can see, this is a JSPF website where where you can refer to anything that we have discussed right now, and you can also go through our past scholars and past what are the requirements for your application, etc. Yes.
Yeah. Parvat, could you share the QR code for the activity?
Yeah, Anushri,
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Harshit.
Thank you.
So, well, everyone, we'll have a quick activity before we move forward with our event. I am putting up a link. You can join either by scanning the QR or you can join using the link there. I'll give you a few minutes for you all to join the Mentimeter quiz. Can we have a quick thumbs up if you're able to join the quiz? You should be seeing a question now. Perfect. Okay, in that case, let me share my screen and let's get started. Okay, so this is going to be a quick quiz on basically whatever we've discussed so far, just to see if you have. It is not an exam. This is not going to be scored, but we just want to understand if you're being able to grasp everything. So, yeah, I can see people have already responded to this. I'll give everyone one more minute before I reveal the answers. So, we have 3 dates here. Which one is the deadline for our media checkpoint this year? Is it November 18, October 21, or November 1st? So I can see there are 21 people here, 16 of who have answered already. If the rest of you can join us, that would be great. Okay, 10 more seconds and then we'll move to the next question. Okay, so most of you have answered already. And most of you are right. The 13 of you who answered November 1st, that is the correct answer. This year, the media checkpoint is going to be on November 1st. That's going to be the deadline by which you should submit two drafts of the 3 writing requirements. So time to get started on that. Let's go to the next question. So which cycle are we in currently at JSPF? So the options are 4th, 5th, 9th, and 8th. Let's see if you've been paying attention. We've mentioned this multiple times, but not directly. We were talking about the valediction of the previous cycle, and now we're at the launch of the new cycle. So let me wait for a minute or two. In the meantime, the rest of you can join using the participation link that I've shared in the chat if you're not able to see the QR code anymore. I will give you 5 more seconds and then we will reveal the answer. Okay, so almost everyone has answered. I'm very happy to see that. And once again, the majority is right. I'm not sure if it's the same 13 people, but you have been paying attention, and I'm very happy to see that. We are currently in our 9th cycle. We just wrapped up our 8th cycle with the valediction sometime earlier. So happy to see that people have been paying attention. So, who can apply for JSPF? There are few options. This is a little tricky question because all of the options seem similar. So make sure you're reading the options before you put in your final answer. I'm going to not spend too much time on this question. And I don't think I need to because almost everyone's answering very quickly. We are at 21 out of 27 people have responded. The others in the meeting, please do join the link that is there in the chat. All right. Again, almost all of you are correct. All first year UG students can apply as long as you are studying in India. That is something that we have not mentioned here. But all you need to do is be a first year student in an undergraduate program studying in India and you are eligible. Does not matter whether you're from engineering, architecture, design, anything is fine. Okay. And yeah, this is not a quiz, not a part of the quiz, but how excited are you for this new opportunity? Okay. I can see it is on the higher side. Very happy to see that. Lovely. I am very happy to see all of you are super excited about this. Let's move on to our last and final question. Describe what JSPF means to you in one word. I know you've been very recently introduced to the scholarship, but when you now hear the word JSPF, what is the word that will come to you? Come to your mind. Valuable. Okay. Excellent opportunity. Mentorship is a very good point. We do give a lot of mentorship. We have dedicated mentors who will be there with you throughout. Change making opportunity, growth mindset is also a really good takeaway from this. Networking, helpful. I'm really glad to see that. Mention upgrade our life. I think that's a very great way to look at this opportunity. It definitely is an upgrade to your life. I can guarantee that. All right. I am super happy to see that this is how you think of JSPF and all of this is true. This is going to be a unique opportunity, something that you should not be missing. So I am happy to see you all and let's take this first step on this wonderful ride together. Oh, that we have answers here as well. It is wonderful. All right. So let's move on. Thank you so much for your answers. Now we will go into some of the frequently asked questions that we get or some other doubts that you might have in your mind. Let's answer the common ones and then we'll move on to your doubts specifically. Okay, so you might be hearing all of the requirements that we have, and you'd be wondering, how do you actually go about writing these essays, coming up with this project abstract, all of that. So one thing that you can do right now is go to our YouTube page, look at our past mentorship sessions. They talk about a lot of these things already because we've been having this for 8 years now. But apart from that, we do have dedicated mentors for this cycle specifically. They will be there to guide you. They will have their own mentorship sessions where they will explain how you can take this forward. I think you can. So you have a lot of resources in your hand. You also have your buddies who will soon be making groups with you, and you can ask doubts there as well. Can applying for JSPF disqualify me from applying for any other scholarships? So JSPF is a very unique scholarship, and this will have no impact in your ability to apply for other scholarships. Is this available to everyone? Almost. This is available to anyone enrolled in a first year undergraduate student program in any Indian institute. This includes dual degree students. And you don't have to be an Indian national, you just have to be a student of an Indian university. The only people who can't apply for this when they check all of these above is if you've already applied for JSPF, even if you're a first year student. So all you need to be is a first year UG student studying in India who has not applied to JSPF before. Okay. So how many students get the scholarship? So this is an interesting question. So we have a cap of maximum of 3 students depending on the number of applications as well as each applicant's performance. An interesting thing to note is if you have 12 or more final applications from your institute, there will be a scholar from your institute specifically. So whatever institute you're coming from, do get your friends together so that you have a higher chance of becoming a scholar, because your chances go from 1 in maybe 50, 60 to 1 in 12. So definitely loop in your other friends from your institutes, get this across to all of your UG friends, whoever is eligible. You can share our information with them and we'd be happy to guide them towards the final application. And hopefully we see scholars from multiple institutes this year. Will I get the scholarship even if I fail in the final, or will I get the scholarship even if I have a low CGPA? So your college academic results are not counted towards your application in JSPF. We do not look into your grades or your CGPA. So that does not matter. Okay, so the next steps. Look forward to our information about our other upcoming mentorship sessions for the cycle. How can you get to know about this? Join our WhatsApp group, follow our Instagram, our LinkedIn, and our Facebook, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of these are not only great resources, but they're also ways for you to learn about what is happening in the application cycle this year. Apart from that, you can participate in the discussions that will start in your buddy groups very, very soon. So these buddies are there to help you at any point, and they are going to be your first point of contact. And you can also start writing the drafts for your mid-year checkpoint. You have everything you need. You have the question and you have the date. So you can get started on your drafts from even 5 minutes from now. Okay, so if you have any further questions or you just want to ask about experiences, we have some of our finalists here with us, the people who have been kindly hosting the event so far. And other finalists, you can definitely join any one of the breakout rooms to share your experience as well. I will be opening breakout rooms in a few minutes. You can either stay in the main room, you can talk with me, or you can go to one of the other finalists and you can ask them about their experience. Just give me a minute while. Okay, so yeah, I have. Okay, so we already have a few questions. The rooms are open now. You can either join there or I'd be happy to answer your questions. So, Darshan, we will be sharing the slides as well as the recording for this will be made available. So, you can check these same information. So, yeah, that should be a good starting point while you wait for the slide deck. When will we be having our mentor meeting? So very soon we will be introducing the mentors for this cycle. And yeah, we will very soon start our mentor office hours as well as our mentorship sessions so that you can get the best possible resources. Shiva, can we submit multiple drafts? Definitely, you can always submit multiple drafts. You can submit drafts with comments that your mentors can help you with. So they'll be really happy to help you with them. You could join the rooms to talk to one of the finalists, or you can continue staying here. Feel free to join a room or stay here, whichever is more comfortable for you. We have to make a Deepak, I think your question is if it has to be a working model. It does not necessarily have to be a working model. If you do have a working model, that would be great, but not all projects can have a working model. So it is okay if you just have proof of concept, that is, you have a small prototype or you have just the abstract. It is all very dependent on exactly what you're working on, whether it's a software project, a hardware project, what is the scale of the resources you will be needing for your project. So, yeah. I'd encourage you all to join one of the breakout rooms. Rishi, is there any way we could get drafts of the previous year applicants? So we do share the community essay and we have some examples of that on our Medium page. The statement of purpose is a very personal essay, so we don't typically share that. Thank you, Shiva. So she's put up the link to our Medium page, so you can find some of our top essays from the last couple of cycles there. They are amazing essays, and they are a great guide on how to write a good essay and what are the sort of topics that you could be looking into. A lot of you have moved into breakout rooms. Do we have any other questions? Okay, I can see some of you are still here. Do any of you have questions? Okay, yeah. So mentors will not help you directly with your project. Neither will they help you. Neither will they write the essays for you. They will help you with your idea. They'll help you with resources. They will help you with first of all coming up with the idea, because there are so many things you can work on. How do you fix one and how do you start working? So those are all the things that the mentors will help with. They will definitely help you with the project as well, just not directly, as in they will not make the model for you. How can you get the scholarship? Well, the first thing is make sure you have filled the interest form. Let me put that here. After that, do join our WhatsApp group. Go through the resources that we are sharing, primarily our website, so you'll know about the application process. Then you submit drafts for the mid-year checkpoint. And then after that, in January, you submit your final application that consists of 2 essays and a project abstract, along with participation in a contest. And you would have successfully submitted an application. So Jitesh Raj is a alumni from IIT Trichy. The scholarship is in his name because we hope to build those values that he exhibited in all of the first year students, because we genuinely believe those are things that will shape how people see life, and also it will build the change makers that we desperately need today in our society. So the 4 core values that we have is derived from who Jitesh Raj was as a person. And so the scholarship is in his honor and memory. Suppose I have a problem to solve and a solution, but I don't have the technical knowledge to build it. What can I do? So the application process is almost 5 months, starting now, all the way up till January mid. So you have plenty of time to explore this area, because maybe this is something you're interested in, maybe it's something you can build your career in as well. So you can start learning. You can look at resources. We'll help you with the resources also if required. And yeah, so you can start building that knowledge, and you can start building smaller projects, smaller sections of your project, and you can put it together towards the end. Will the scholarship affect other extracurricular activity? I am not sure I completely understand. Would you like to maybe unmute and ask the question? Let me answer it to the best of my ability. So this is going to take up quite a bit of time from your life. So you will have to learn to manage your time, because this is not the sort of application that you can do overnight, right? Just give me a second. Okay, there was some issue with the mics in the video. All right. So sorry, Sharia, I believe. So you will have to spend some time dedicated for this application. You will have to think about it a lot. But I believe your extracurriculars will actually add on to the application rather than take away from, because the more you explore, the more you learn about your interests, the more you learn about the skills that you're good at, and it will definitely help as you're building your application together, because this is not an overnight thing. You're going to have to think about it over your first semester or later than that as well. I hope that answers your question. Whether everyone who has registered in the interest form will get mentors. So everyone is going to get a dedicated buddy who is going to be working with you, and each buddy is assigned a few applicants. As far as mentors go, they are going to be common for the entire applicant pool, but you can always reach out to any of them. You can look into their LinkedIn profiles, you can look into their mentorship sessions and see who matches your application the best. And even otherwise, all of them will definitely be very, very happy to help you. So you can at any point reach out to any of the mentors, but you will have a buddy assigned to you who can be your first point of contact. Okay. Do we have any other questions? Right, I seem to have missed this one question. I'm sorry, Shrindi. So, Prasanna Ambike is our finalist from the KSR college. We did have a few more applications actually, but she is the one who is the finalist from there. I am not exactly sure which degree she is pursuing. The name is Prasanna Ambike, and she is pursuing CSE. Thank you, Shiva. Yeah, if you have already filled out the interest form and you have joined our WhatsApp group, you are free to leave. The event is more or less done. We are just here to clear any doubts that you may have. Shiva, have you filled out the interest form? Great. That's perfect then. Thank you for joining, and we hope you gained a little clarity. Okay. Shiva. Let me put a link to the WhatsApp group. Let me share that with you so that you can join using that link. That is the link to our WhatsApp group. The rest of you, please feel free to ask any questions you may have. Shiva. Let me also put link to our interest form here so that in case you have not filled out the interest form, you can do so right now. If you are hesitant to ask questions here in the main room, feel free to join one of our breakout rooms so that you can talk to one of our finalists a little bit more privately. We are at our last 15 minutes. All of the prospective applicants, please feel free to ask any doubts that you may have. Make sure to join our WhatsApp group and fill out the interest form so that you don't miss out on any of the updates, and we are able to reach out to you to help you in this journey that we are going to take together. And please do let any other first years you know of, do let them know about JSPF. You can always go through the process together. It's always great to have friends with you who do it with you. There was a group of 5 of us back in my time who applied together. So makes it a little less lonely and a lot easier for you to keep track of things. So do share it with your friends. And yeah, we hope to see you all as we go forward with this. Krishnam, Vaishnavi, Dhanushri, Surya, Sanjay, do any of you have any questions? How are you feeling about this? You don't need to have a question. You can also just tell us, how you're feeling about the scholarship. What is going on in your mind right now? Is laptop required? No, it is not required. Again, it is slightly dependent on the project also a little bit. We do have resources to help you go through the entire process, even if you do not have a laptop. There are always sites and ways for you to accomplish things without a laptop as well. Let me share, let me see if I can share that with you. We have a document that you can refer to for that. Is language necessary? Definitely not. We do expect you to submit your final application in English, but your skill level in English is not going to be a part of our our grading process. You don't have to be very fluent in English, and we will always try to help bring the resources to the language that you're comfortable in through buddies, through other organizers. We are always working towards making sure you're able to access everything in the language you're comfortable in. It does not matter how skilled you are in English. Any other questions, thoughts? All of these are really great questions. You've asked us things that we might have missed in our presentation, or we were not able to cover due to our time limit. Thank you so much for asking these questions. Not only is it helping you with the next steps and with the scholarship, but it's also helping anyone else who might be having the same questions, who might be a little hesitant to ask. Can you say one of the biggest achievement or implementation that I made through JSPF? That's a very interesting question. So there's a lot of ways to look at this, but I was a finalist from the 4th cycle, so that is more than 4 years back now. And I think my biggest achievement at that time was that my essay got published on the Medium page, which might sound silly now, but when I saw my name there, I was beyond thrilled. And even now, I look back at that essay and I'm very surprised at how well I wrote that essay, how much I thought about it as a first year student. So that is one thing. But there's another aspect to it, which is the fact that 1 year ago, I joined JSPF as an organizer. And today I am leading one of the teams that I sort of started implementing last year. So like I mentioned, we now have a dedicated team that is working only to ensure that you have the best experience. You as applicants have the best experience that you can. So the applicant engagement team was something that was not formally followed, but we did share resources. We did try to, help people where we can. And that becoming a team of its own is, I think, another achievement that I was able to implement here. I'm not sure if that answered your question. Daruna, did that answer your question? Were you expecting something else? Anytime. We're having some great questions today. Is this completely online or should we come somewhere? Okay. So the application process, the first part of it is going to be completely online. You will be attending all the sessions, getting all the resources, all of that online. And all the way up to the interviews will be online if you get selected as a finalist. The only part of it that is in person is a change makers challenge, where all the finalists will be going in person to a location and we will be working on some real world problems that they are facing there currently. So that section of it for 2 to 3 days, it will happen over a weekend. That will be in person and we will make the arrangements for that. You do not have to worry about any of it. But everything else in the process is going to be online. can we have an idea about your essay? You can have more than the idea, you can have the entire essay actually. Let me share it with you. So this was my for the community essay, I believe. Or was it? Let me get that link for you. While I am looking for that, do we have any other questions? I think most of you have written. Okay, so we are having a lot of questions about the KSR finalists. So let me just put. The finalist was Prasanna Ambige, and she is from the CSE department.
Ma'am, I have got a question.
Yeah.
So, if the person has not attended the first step, will they be able to apply for the
Sorry, Shreya, I feel like your voice is breaking. Can you repeat that?
So, can you hear me clearly now, ma'am?
Yeah.
So, yes, ma'am, if the person has not attended the first step session, will they be able to apply for the scholarship?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, as long
Yes,
as they
ma'am.
are there in our WhatsApp group, they should be able to get all of the details for it.
Yes, ma'am. So, could you please share me the link alone, ma'am, once again? So, I will just.
Yeah.
To the person who are not able to attend the first step session.
Just give me a second. Let me share. Yeah, so we have Prasanna Mige's LinkedIn here for those of you curious about it. And we do have the WhatsApp group link here. Sharing that once again. And our interest form as well. I think I've shared the WhatsApp group link, right? You should be able to see it now. And this is the link to our interest form. Okay.
For how long the interest form will be open, ma'am, for the students to fill it?
You should be, the deadline is actually today. So do fill it as soon as you go back. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone was asking about my essay. I cannot find the exact message, but this is for the society essay. It is a requirement that has been slightly changed over the years. So in our year, we used to write an essay for the society as well. So this is my essay for that. You can find this and many, many more in our Medium page. You will find examples of for the community essays, for the society essays, as well as other resources like how do you network, how do you get the best out of our application process. There's a lot of things that you can explore in our Medium page. So do check it out. It is a very underrated resource, I would say. Yeah. I think we are coming to the end of our scheduled time. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you to the finalists who came here and stayed with us for the event. Thank you to Harshvardhan, Harshit, Rishit, who I think is not here anymore, Parvat, and Kotilingesh. Thank you so much for joining us as hosts. And of course, Shiva for being the backbone. And thank you so much for all the applicants for joining us here today. And we hope to see you in all of our future events as well. If you don't have any questions, you can drop off from the meet. Thank you for being
guys.
here
Thank
today.
you for attending.